Hello students, today I will run through the 5 most important things to remember when we are working with projectile motion. Number 1. How do we know when it is a projectile motion problem presented to us? We can always test this by checking whether the only force acting on the object in motion is gravity. If we determine that there are no other forces acting on the moving object, then we have a projectile motion question to solve. Number 2. How do we choose the positive direction? In physics, we always have to decide on which direction we will use as the positive direction of motion and which direction will be the negative direction of motion. To be honest, as long as you give the frame of reference, you can choose any direction as positive. That being said, unless the question tells you which direction to use as the positive direction, it would be best to work with what will naturally happen. All objects will start falling. This is the natural thing that will happen. Therefore, it will be the easiest to always let downwards be the positive direction. This means when doing calculations for the part where the object still travels upwards, gravitational acceleration should be taken as a negative value, since it will be working against the direction of motion. When doing calculations for the part where the object is traveling downwards, we should take gravitational acceleration as positive, as it is working in the same direction as the motion. Number 3. At the highest point of an object's motion, where it first traveled upwards and then starts falling downwards, the velocity will be 0. This is always true for objects following an up and down movement in projectile motion questions. Be careful, however. Sometimes they will give you a problem where someone is not dropping but throwing an object downwards from a stationary point. In these cases, the velocity won't be 0 at the top, as a force other than gravity acted on the object at the start. Number 4. At the same height from the ground, while traveling upwards or downwards, the object will have the same velocity but in opposite directions. So let's say Sam throws a ball upwards, which reaches a maximum height of 5 meters. At 2 meters above the ground, the ball will have the same velocity traveling upwards than it has traveling downwards, obviously just in the other direction. At 3.5 meters above the ground, the ball will have the same magnitude of velocity traveling upwards than it has when it's traveling downwards at that same height, 3.5 meters above the ground, on its way down. The most important thing here to remember is that the direction of movement will make it either positive or negative, but the value, the magnitude, would stay the same. Number 5. The total mechanical energy in the problem will always be constant. The total mechanical energy is the sum of the kinetic energy, which is the movement energy or energy from movement, and the potential gravitational energy, which is the energy due to the height of the object. This is why, when at the maximum height, we will have a maximum potential gravitational energy and a velocity of 0 due to the 0 kinetic energy. And at the lowest point, where h is 0, the height is 0, we will have no potential gravitational energy, but a maximum kinetic energy, and therefore the highest velocity. These are the 5 most important things to remember when you get a projectile motion problem to solve.